Hello everyone, welcome to the first test that I'm going to do here. This episode of, I don't know I'm going to call this, but this episode is going to be available on YouTube and also in every podcast platforms. So you can listen and you can practice your listening and you can learn new vocabulary, you can learn words. And today we're going to talk about bucket list, specifically about traveling, okay? But first, my name is Paula. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. If you are watching me or if you're just listening, you can rate us with 5 stars if this is possible in your platform. Okay, so my name is Paula. This is Inglês Correto. So, we're going to talk about bucket list, which means things you want to do before you die, okay? Things you want to accomplish, things you want to do before you die, okay? Bucket. What is a bucket? Everybody has a bucket in their homes. I can guarantee you that. A bucket is it's an object where you can put water, you can put water with soap. When you're cleaning your house, you always use a bucket to put water and then to throw the water and clean. Okay, so a bucket is this object. And a bucket list, it doesn't make a lot of sense in Portuguese, like lista do balde. Bucket significa balde. So bucket list, it doesn't make a lot of sense in Portuguese, but there is another expression, another idiom in English that is to kick the bucket. Kick is like when you use your legs to throw something away. For example, a soccer player, a player that is playing soccer or football, if you will. He's going to use his legs. He's going to put a lot of strength in his legs, and then he's going to kick the ball. So to kick the bucket will be like when you finish all your list, your bucket list, you kick the bucket, which means you die. Okay, so I'm going to write this down so you can absorb it better. So the expression is to kick the bucket. If you're just listening, don't worry. You can always go to YouTube and check the expressions, but I hope I made it clear in the explanation what is to kick. It will be like chutar, okay? So bucket list, things you want to do before you die, and kick the bucket is when you finish your bucket list and you die eventually, okay? Okay, so let's talk about bucket list. This is a picture from Google, I didn't make this picture, I didn't make this list, but I loved it. It's complete, it has a lot of things that I would love to do before I die. And it, as I mentioned before, this is about traveling, okay? So I'm going to talk about a few items, alguns itens of this list, dessa lista, and you can comment below if you ever done this before or you'd like to go someday and do these things, okay? So the first item is to ride a gondola in Venice. Ride a gondola in Venice. Venice is a city in Italy, Italia, and it is a city on the water. It is a city on the water. I'm pretty sure you know what city is now because there's only one city on the water that most people know about. And this gondola, it is a little boat. It is a little boat, okay? Boat is it is a object. It is an object. I'm sorry, and you can get on the boat. You sit, you relax, and somebody behind you is going to ride it for you. Okay, so this first item is to ride a gondola in Venice. You can tell me in the comments. I would love to know if this is something that you would like to do or you've done this before. So if you've done this before, tell me, is it cool? I heard it's very expensive. I think it's around 80 bucks, 80 euros for like 30 minutes. It's really expensive. I'm going to write this down to make it easier. So I heard it is like 80 euros for 30 minutes. It's very expensive. Very, very, very. Okay, so next item I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to go through all of them because otherwise this video is going to be like 3 hours. But the next that I'm going to talk about is to stand under the Hollywood sign. Stand under the Hollywood sign. Are you guys familiar with the verb stand? Stand will be like to stay. Ficar. Under the Hollywood sign. Ficar embaixo daquela placa de Hollywood gigantesca. The Hollywood sign is situated on LA, Los Angeles, United States, right? I'm not so crazy about the Hollywood sign, but you know, if I ever had the chance to go there, of course I would take a picture and I would love to stand under the Hollywood sign. What about you? Okay, so let me see this one. I really love this one. This is definitely on my bucket list. To see the Northern Lights. See the Northern Lights. What are these Northern Lights? Okay, so have you ever heard of the Aurora Borealis? Aurora Borealis. In Portuguese, Aurora Boreal. Aurora Boreal. So the Northern Lights means something that it's up north. It's right there in the north. So I would love to see the beautiful colors like green, purple, what else? Maybe yellow, maybe blue colors in the sky at night, maybe during the day too, I'm not sure. But the places that I know there is Aurora Borealis is like Norway, pretty expensive to go there. Norway, Finland, Denmark, Russia, Canada. It's very far from Brazil, you know, it's very far. But I would love, this is definitely on my bucket list. I would love to go see the Northern Lights at the same time that I'm dog sledding. I'm going to write this down because it's not written on the bucket list. Dog sledding. Dog sledding is it is a type of activity where we find like 15-20 dogs and they are running and they are riding us in a seat. We are sitting and these dogs are like puxando. I forgot the word for puxando. But it is a great activity. I'm sure it is perfect. I would love to go see the Northern Light while dog sledding. I don't think it's too expensive. Expensive is like super caro. But I would love to have this experience before I die. So I love talking about traveling. Okay, so next item. To throw a coin in the Trevi Fountain. To throw a coin in the Trevi Fountain. Again, this is a attraction in Italy, more specifically in Rome. You know Rome, where there is the Colosseum. I forgot how they say in English, but Coliseo. I know in Italian it's Colosseum, but in English maybe it's Coliseum. Anyways, I don't know everything, guys. Okay. But to throw a coin in the Trevi Fountain. Fontana de Trevi. The word in Portuguese is Fontana de Trevi. And to throw a coin, you know coin? It's like a little piece of metal that is money, like cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, 1 euro. It is a coin, okay? It is a metal, and we throw. To throw is like you get the coin and then you use your hand and then you throw into the Trevi Fountain. I've been in Trevi Fountain before in my honeymoon. Honeymoon, I'm going to write this down. Honeymoon, lua de mel. I've been there in Italy in my honeymoon. It was great. I'm not sure if I did throw a coin in the Trevi Fountain, but I know I've been there. I don't know, because you're going to get your money and then throw it. It's too expensive to throw, So I'm not sure. I don't think I threw a coin. So the next topic, I think, let me see which one we can talk about now. This one, Burj Khalifa. So this is the highest building in the world. The highest building in the world. It is situated in the Emirates, and it is very famous because this is the building that Tom Cruise, what is the word for escalar? I forgot. Climb. Okay, now I have the word. It is the building that Tom Cruise climbed, in the movie Mission Impossible, and it's really high, really high, and he's like climbing on the outside. Tom Cruise, let's just agree with something here. Tom Cruise eventually is going to die making one of these crazy movies because the guy is not afraid of anything, and this is a problem, right? So this Burj Khalifa, I'm not sure how is the pronunciation because this is not English. Burj Khalifa is not an English word, so maybe it's Burj Khalifa. Maybe it's like blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But would you like to go to Dubai and see the Burj Khalifa, the highest building in the world, where Tom Cruise almost died in the movie, of course? I would love to see it. It's far from Brazil, but I don't know. I don't think every item on this list are far from Brazil, so that's it. I think there is one item on the list that is, found it. Christ the Redeemer. Christ the Redeemer, it is a giant statue of Christ and is situated on Rio de Janeiro, Cristo Redentor. So I think the only item on this bucket list that is in Brazil is Christ the Redeemer. Have you ever been to Christ the Redeemer before? And if so, is it cool? Because I've never been there. I'm not sure this will be on my bucket list, like I have to do this before I die, but I don't know. It must be cool to see the how do they say I know in Portuguese it's like pão de açúcar, but I don't know if it is the pão de açúcar that you see on the Christ the Redeemer. I'm not really sure about the geography here, but this is the only item on the list that is on Brazil. In Brazil, sorry. Okay, so the last one that I'm going to talk about is to go on a safari. Yeah, to go on a safari. This is crazy. This is, I have to do this before I die. Here is my explanation. Because all the animals that I would see will be free, will be on their natural habitats. So it is very different from a zoo, zoológico, because the animals wouldn't be behind a jail, behind a metal. Os animais não estariam presos como em zoológico. So I would love to go on a safari, and it is one of my items on my bucket list. This is for sure. What about you? Would you like to go on a safari, or have you ever gone before? And if so, tell me in the comments. Is it dangerous? I hope not. Okay, so this is the first conversation slash esbarra. Conversation slash class slash listening exercise slash anything you would like to call it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, this is the first time, and if you guys like it, I can make more of this content. Okay, if this is your first time here, if you're listening, rate us with 5 stars, and if you're on the channel, YouTube channel, like this video please, because it helps us to make more videos, it helps us to grow our channel, and this is free content. So if you please thumbs up, give a thumbs up, it would help me and help Felipe a lot. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really much appreciate that. So thank you. Now I have to go have lunch because I'm really hungry. Thank you guys, and let me know if you liked this kind of video / podcast, okay? Thanks very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.